first stepped off the plane onto Antigua soil, I was completely struck with the richness of beauty and heritage and culture of Antigua.
So the team from Bob Jones has come 3 times, and each time our main mission consists of 3 things. First, we work at the Radio Lighthouse, and we help them with any projects that they have. And then we also come really to help out in the schools and do some chapel services. And lastly, really to help encourage the missionaries. The Lighthouse is actually incredibly well known throughout the islands. Everywhere you go, the market or the vendors or churches, everyone knows what the Lighthouse is. It's heard in Nevis, in St. Kitts, in Jamaica, and it's really the only solid, fundamental Christian station that hasn't changed over the last 40 years.
It's my wife, Catherine. I'm Johnny. We're the team leaders of the Antigua mission team.
I teach in the Journalism Mass Communication Department.
And I am the Sports Information Director for the BJU Bruins.
The purpose of the team is, there's several purposes. First of all, for the students, so that they can get experience with their major, their vocation. And then also it's for the missionaries, that we can be an encouragement to them. We're not coming to say, we're here to do your job better. It's to come alongside them and work with them and also give the students an experience of missions on the field.
I have gotten more experience, like real life experience here than I would have gotten, sitting in on a class, I feel like.
I am working on a program we're calling Safe Harbor Stories, celebrating 40 years here at the Lighthouse. I'm mixing down a session right now having to do with Brother Erskine. He's worked here for 30 years. Just working on his testimony, trying to get a script written and the program all figured out.
To start off, we interviewed Mr. Erskine for a kind of a testimonial kind of a program, and Bridget edited that together. And now I'm working on a project where we take a bunch of old records and we trim them into tracks so they can use them on their kind of old-time music broadcasts.
That's a loaded question. There has been a lot of work with the children, and like today we got to work with the kids. We do puppet shows for them and do some skits, and they were laughing and they loved it, and do a whole bunch of singing with them too. And really, really great kids. They're some of the greatest kids I've ever worked with in my life.
Hi.
What are your names?
Hello. Elon. Okay, my turn.
All right, what's your name?
My name's Natalie, and I like ice cream.
We worked at the radio station in the morning, and then around 1 o'clock we went to a book reading club, and that was really fun, just to really go there and see all the kids and see how they interact with Americans and white people. After we went to that, we went to a home for children with mental disabilities. And that was really eye-opening. I know a lot of the people from the team, I can imagine what different aspects they took away from that experience.
I think we're all a little in shock when we first walked in. There was this little boy named Mikkel, and I will never forget Mikkel, because as we all stood around the room and were singing praises to the Lord and clapping our hands, he took me by the hands and we danced in the middle of the room the whole time. I was just crying because they were so, from a physical perspective, they were so needy. But his smile just lit up the whole room. It was the most beautiful smile I've seen. And it made my heart burst with joy that Christ loved these children. We all went away from that very sobered. I don't think there was a dry eye in the car as we went back.
Yes, the youth rally. It was awesome. It was really, really cool. I led games with Bethany Davis, and then after songs and a message, it was just really cool to be able to talk to all of the kids. Back home, when I ask kids if they had a good time and stuff, they'll say, oh yeah, it was really fun. But here they were saying, or at least the kids I talked to, they said that they were really encouraged and they were really uplifted by it. And it was just really cool to see their attitudes. They had really great attitudes about the whole thing. They loved having us there. They loved having us come. And it was just a lot of fun, and it was encouraging to me, too.
All the previous days, it's been a lot of manual labor. It's been really good, though. At the FM tower, we were digging paths and laying wire. And on the AM tower, we tore apart a big old radio tower and painted some anti-rusting on it so the cables last a few years longer.
I'm doing this in a cow pasture. So there's these cows all over, and all of these cows have horns, and they're really big. And there's this one cow, which we had named Constance, standing directly in the way. Oh, I'm getting closer, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to fight this cow with a 200-pound cable attached to my waist. Like, what am I gonna do? I got inside Constance's personal space, and she just kindly walked away. Constance was nice. We had a good talk, just about what it means to be in a cow field. She's a great listener. No, she had some things to say. They were mostly.
Anytime the group is together, so many inside jokes are made. We're like, wait, what's going on? But everyone just gets along so well. That's definitely one of my favorite things. Serving is so much easier when the team gets along well, and when we actually enjoy being around each other. So I just think that the team has super, super good camaraderie with each other.
I think probably my favorite so far has been hanging out in the evenings, getting to know people, and laughing at everything when we're all tired and worn out and exhausted.
I think for me, it's good to see the bond that we weren't really sure. If anyone asked me before, what do you think of this team, I would say it was eclectic. And I think this is one of our most diverse teams, not all JMC or, a lot of different types of people. But the way everyone's come together, pitched in, done the job together. But for me as a mom, the way everyone's kind of taken my kids and played with them and loved them, and we've all kind of become a family here, and that's meant a lot to me.
Honestly, I really enjoyed getting to know the team members. I've become a lot closer with people that I didn't think I would like on the trip, people that I wasn't sure. But I think it's been great because everybody has been so focused on the mission that we're not letting petty differences get in the way and ruin our joy.
We have had goodly chuckles. My belly did chuckle. I think one of the greatest things that's come out of this trip is just the kind of the established quotes that we have gotten from each other. Pardon me, blind seeing eye. My belly did chuckle.
Silly Raoul.
Silly Raoul. Oh goodness, there's so many good ones. My name was originally Cameron, I thought. But thanks to Juju and now everyone else on this trip, my name's now Camden.
Swimming, obviously, always a good time. There was the time where we created human surfing. I would plank in the water and Olivia would jump on my back and I would sink to the ocean floor. I would be face planted on the ocean floor. And yeah, good times.
The beach is just the beginning. Welcome to beautiful Antigua. There are beaches in the sun and stuff to do that's beach related.
I would have to say that my favorite part of being on Antigua is just learning a new culture, exploring new plants, the sun, I love it, the serenity of the beaches, the waves crashing, the warmness of the sand and wind is just amazing. As well as, actually doing stuff for the Lord. I would say there is definitely joy in serving Jesus.
Mystery of the cross I cannot comprehend. The agonies of Calvary. Through the perfect Holy One, crushed your Son. Strengthened with a comforter for me. Your blood has washed away my sin. Jesus, thank you. The Father's wrath completely satisfied. Jesus, thank you. Once your enemy, now seated at your table. Jesus, thank you.
What would you tell someone who's thinking about coming on the trip?
Oh yes. Can that just be yes? This trip has been one of the greatest things that's happened to me in a long time.
I knew that it was going to be a good experience and that I was going to have fun, but it was out of my comfort zone, to be honest. Coming here and spending 2 weeks with these people and getting to serve and see how I can use my skills and my major to further God's kingdom, it's just been really cool.
My goal is for students, no matter what they feel God has called them to do, is to be better equipped to serve Him, whatever that field is.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I think whether it's journalism or accounting or whatever the student brings to this team, they're able to see it in a ministry setting down here, whether it's in a church or at the radio station. They're able to see hands-on expertise in a field, but used in a ministry setting.
I joined this team not because I'm a JMC major, because I have absolutely no experience with journalism and mass communication. If you're thinking about joining the team and you're not JMC, don't be fazed by that. This team is beautiful in that whatever you are good at, whatever your passion is, you can find a way to use that on the mission field.
I'm an accounting major, so radio station, I really have no idea what's going on here, but some of the girls have helped teach me a few things this week, and so I'm enjoying learning about that. But I spent the most of my time with Mrs. Gamet and helping with Julia and Olivia, and just letting my position being ministering to them specifically so that they were able to do other things with the station. Just because you're not a JMC major, there's still a ton of stuff that you can do. You can help out the Gamets, but there's also a lot of things at the station that you can learn to do really easily, or when all else fails, you can do work outside, which is super fun.
You know what? I try, Olivia. I try. Do you want me to just hammer?
Just yell it up.
Definitely come on the trip.